Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. This is a place where we come together to create, to craft, and to chat. So we make connections here and we just enjoy each other's company and share our paper crafting tips, tricks, and maybe some new ideas. So in Canada tonight, it is a Canada Day, and there are lots of people celebrating and having barbecues, and there were pancake breakfasts this morning, and the fireworks tonight and all of that. So I know some of you are going to be watching the replay, but those of you who are here, make sure you say hi and connect with each other. And those of you watching the replay, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube, do make sure you say hi too, so we know that you have caught us and that you're part of our community. So my name is Lillian with Stampers Niche, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada, where the sun is shining tonight. There was a bit of rain this morning. I think the pancake breakfast might have been a little soggy, but gorgeous, gorgeous evening out tonight. And I love the summer weather. So as we go down to our desktop, first of all, the date is July 1st. 2024. I would like you to share maybe how you celebrate the anniversary of the birth of your country. I know that we have people here from the States, from overseas, from all different places. So what day does the anniversary of what day do you celebrate the birth date of your country, and what's it called? What are some of the things you do? Those of you watching from Canada, maybe share some of the things you did today or that you've done in the past. So share those comments as I go down to my desktop and get things set up. Always takes just a moment. And I am so impressed that many of you are catching me tonight. I know that we were quite concerned that it was just going to be a rainy day today. In fact, I even made a pot of soup, and then it turned around and became a gorgeous day. So absolutely loving that. So thank you for all of you who are joining, and let me just make sure that it's visible on the computer and we're all set to go. Now, as I'm doing this, I want you to make sure that you remember July 3rd. A lot of things are happening in the Stampin' Up! World July 3rd. So make sure that you have circled that date on your calendar. You like my patriotic scarf there, Fran? Thank you. It's about the only Canada Day thing I have. I bring it out every year. So that I can look the part here. So we're going to concentrate on some of the things that are going to be happening July 3rd. And one of the things is that there are going to be some new product released on the online exclusive, brand new that we haven't seen yet. And we're going to play with one of them tonight. And that is a bundle that is called Changing Leaves. And you know, I'm a sucker for leaves. But I fell in love with this, but I also fell in love with the words. You're amazing in every single way. A little note to brighten your day here for you. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Wonderful words. So it's a wonderful stamp set, but to me, the star of the show is what comes together in the bundle. It is a hybrid bundle, so it is going to have an embossing folder, and just look at the what happens. Look at the embossing and look at all the detail. Isn't that amazing? I fell in love with this right off the bat. Then there are dies to go with it. Now, this is such a big die set that they have 2 sheets. So loving the labels here and the leaves here, just absolutely loving them. And then this, I think some of you are predicting what this one does. This one, if you take the label side and put this in, so what I do is I look for the big leaf here and the big leaf there, and put it down and just slide it around, and then all of a sudden it won't slide. It locks into place. And then you will put your paper in there and run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We're going to do that in a moment, but just before I do that, I wanted to share the Get Acquainted sheet. So some of the dies actually will cut out the stamped images, these 3 stamped images, so you can see them here, right, like that. Then there are these labels, and they fit the words just great. Then we have what we call freestanding dies. That's these ones here, and I've even stamped the words there so you can see it. And then these are the embossed ones that have been cut out. So let me just show you how that works. Just clear a little spot and bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. How many of you have used the hybrid embossing folders? They're starting to be more and more of them, and I know some of you are rather nervous about them, but all I can say is play. It will only let you do what you're able to do. So because it is a 3D embossing folder, you're going to use the platform number 1. And once we put everything in, we will add in the specialty platform, specialty plate, pardon me, number 4. So we're going to bring this in. We have locked this into place. Now, as you know, we could have inked this up as well, but we're skipping that step tonight. And I had the piece of paper right here, and then I was goofing around. Should never do that, right? Here it is. And I cut this 6 by 6 so that we would have lots of space. So Karen, they're pretty amazing. Yes, I agree. So I'm putting this, this is the cutting side up. I'm putting the paper on top of the cutting side, closing it up. Then I'm going to put the folded side through first. And it doesn't matter which side is up once you've got the sandwich made here. We're going to run it through. And you saw what it looked like as an embossed layer. But now it's embossing and cutting. There we go. Move this out of the way. And we'll take it out. We lift this off, and then just like that, we have got these gorgeous, oh, that one didn't want to come off. Just give me the scissors here. I've used them a lot and they've worked perfectly, but for some reason, there we go. Just a little snip. And then we have these 3. Now I know what some of you are saying. What if I only wanted one of these? Well, you just cut a piece of paper, just about 3 by 2.5 for the maple leaf, and you can do one at a time. But I've been having fun with these, and I have had so many extras. But can you see the texture there? Just love, 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 love them. So that's what this hybrid embossing folder does, and we're going to use one of those tonight. So we'll move this out of the way. So what you do is you have, I'm just going to bring this back in for a minute. You can use this by itself and just cut out images. You can use this by itself and just emboss images, or you can put them together. So it's sort of the multi-purpose tool for everything. So we're going to use, we're actually going to use this one here tonight. And I'm not even going to add any color to it. If you saw my my red and white one that I posted earlier today, this was it. I did it in white, but we could do it like that, and it would be perfect. Or we could use, oh, here it is. We could do it in the metallics. So look at how that goes, just like that. So let's put that to the side. Let's bring this in, and this is a really quite simple card. and you can dress it up or down as much as you want. So the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So that's your basic card base, and we're just going to burnish that fold so it's nice and sharp. We'll put it here. Then we're going to bring in a piece that is 3 by 4 3/4. And we're going to bring in, now you can bring in either your simply scored or your paper trimmer. You just need something that's going to do some scoring. We're going to put this in here, and I'm going to start, I don't know. This time I'm going 3/8 in. There's no magic rule, and then I'm doing it every 1/8. I'm just doing lines, and you can do it on, my lights are just not working, and you can do as many as you want. That's 3, let's do 5, because I'm really enjoying this process. And again, you can do this with anything that does some scoring. Now look what we have. We have added texture, just a few lines to this card base. While we have this out, I am going to bring in what will be the insert, the inside of the card, and I'm going to do the same thing to this. Just, I like to use the small end. It's just a personal preference. And this time I'll just do 3. Excuse me. Almost sneezing. I don't want to sneeze. Excuse me. But I guess I'm going to. I'm not a quiet sneezer. Where am I at? There we go. So I did them every 1/8, but you could do whatever. And this is going to be on the inside of the card. So we'll put that to the side and move this out of the way. How many of you have actually ever done that to make a card more interesting? So just done some scoring, and you can go this way too, and it works perfectly. So we've got this, and then we're going to put a panel on here, and we're going to stamp down here. Now I want to show you a card that I did. So this is where I started. So it's just tone on tone with the leaf here and a bit of sponging here. And the You Are Amazing in Every Single Way is from the stamp set. Then I thought, well, let's step it up a little bit. And I went and made it a tag with some ribbon, and basically, done the same card. Now on this card here, I added a little bit of color here. So now you're going to have a decision. I wanted to make this card in yet another color, so I thought, why not make it in Pretty in Pink? So not that, I mean, it's basically basic white, but you know, the accents would be Pretty in Pink. So here is the question for you. Do I put it tone on tone, white on white, like we did in these 2 cards here? Or do I add a narrow little piece of color here? So it'd be more like this one. So add the pink or plain. So pink or plain, you can tell me that while I'm getting things organized here. Add a layer in color. Okay, we will do that. Now, I think before I do the stamping, I'm going to do the little tag, just so you can see how I do that. So one of the other new things that is coming on Wednesday, on July 3rd, is something called Greetings of the Season dies. So there are stamps to go with this. I've been playing with the stamps. There are 2 sets of stamps that go with this. But what you do with the dies is you get all of these dies. And I thought I would like to use this die here. So let me just show you my Get Acquainted sheet with this. So you can see that the holes are already put in, and you can turn them around however you want. You can layer them like I did on this card here. So I've layered them there. And you might say, well, what do you do? There are holes there, and what if you don't want the holes? Well, what I did here is I put an embellishment over the hole. just like that. So that's another way around it. Whoops, what happened there? Something fell. So let's cut out this and see where I'm going to go with it. Bring the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine back in, and this time I'll bring in platform number 1 and platform number 2, and then our cutting plates. So I'll put my messed up one on the bottom, put this, run it through, just like that, and we have got this tag. Now some of you are saying, hold up, Lillian, it's way bigger than this tag. How did you make it smaller? I'm going to show you that. So let's, I'll just push it through like that. So what I did was I decided, okay, I want it to be about that size. I want to cut about that much off. So I kind of wiggled it around till you can feel all those little bumps. You can feel them kind of lock in. At least usually you can. Of course, now that I'm on camera, sometimes it's easy. Oh, they're already locked in. So there they are. So like that. And now what I'm going to do is just put this plate over the bottom part, just a portion of it. I'm not going to go up here. Not that it's going to matter a whole lot, but it just is a safeguard. And we're going to run it through again. Whoops, it's slipping on me here. It's because I'm working sideways. Let me just get this. I'm going to go this way. Just because of the angle I'm working, it doesn't want to cooperate, but we'll lock it back in. There it is. I can feel that it's locked back in, and we'll go like this. And again, just so the top plate is covering the bottom. Okay, we'll go this way. Yeah, that's working way better. And we've just shortened up that die so that it's the size that we want. You can do something very similar to make your dies longer too. So there's always ways of doing that kind of thing. So let's make this piece that's going to go on the front first, and that's going to help us make some of our decisions. So I'm going to bring in Pretty in Pink, this great new in color that has come back after years of being absent, and bringing in some scrap paper and my blending brush. So, and I just want to add a bit of color in the center to ground it. And I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to go very lightly at first, because sometimes I get so much ink on there it smears. And I just want it soft, and I can keep building up the color till I'm happy with it. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the leaf and just see if it shows. Can you see that it's showing just softly through there? Actually, I am fairly happy with that. I think we will stop right there. So what we're going to do is put this on dimensionals and put it on here. One, two, and I think I'll bring in some minis, or you can always cut your dimensionals in half. There, that'll be good. Bring in my little garbage dish. And I'll put it like that. So now my question is, we've decided to put the pink layer here. So it's going to go like that. This is going to go here. Ooh, I'm really liking how this is turning out. We're going to stamp the words down here. So here's my question. Do we stamp them in Pretty in Pink or Petunia Pop? Which do you think would look better? Pretty in Pink or Petunia Pop? Which would you use down there? Pretty in Pink. You know what? I think I would too. When I was planning the card, I thought this would be a good fit, but it doesn't work, does it? So Pretty in Pink it is. And we're going to ink this up and get everything straight. It's photopolymer, so we're pretty safe. And it's a long stamp, so I always like to run my finger over the words just to make sure that they get good contact. So there we are, we're just like that. So now we can start to put things together. So let's put this layer together with this. And we can put it flush with the card or on dimensionals. I'm going to put this on dimensionals, so I think I'll put it flush to the card. Just glue it right down. Whoops, got a little extra glue there. There we go. So I'm just going to add adhesive to this, whatever your adhesive of choice is. And we're going to offset it so that our borders are basically equal around here, like that. So now we have got it like that with that little bit of embossing with the lines. Now here is your next question. Should we put this here and use embellishments to cover the hole, or should we bring in ribbon for it? So here's one without the ribbon, here's one with the ribbon. So what do you think? With ribbon or without the ribbon? Which do you think? Ribbon, I see. Okie dokie, ribbon it is. So we're going to feed the ribbon through like that. And it's one of the ways I like to use my ribbon is to tie a bit of baker's twine around it. So I'm going to bring in the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And how many of you saw my tip video the other day about how I put slits in my Baker's Twine, the core, and then I can just put my Baker's Twine through there and it doesn't become all unraveled. It really works for me. So I'm just going to slide this here, and I can either tie a knot or a bow. I'm going to try to tie a bow tonight, just because I think it adds something to this particular card. This card to me would make a great sympathy card as well as a thinking of you card. What other uses would you have this card for? Birthday. Okay, fingers better cooperate here. There we go. There we go. Got a bow. Now I can play with it. I'll just hang on to that middle and adjust things to where I want it. And there we go. We've got that. Oh, I better cut this one. There we go. Get that out of the way. So now we've got it looking like that. And we're going to put it on here. What do you think? Are you liking how it's turning out? I'm very impressed. I might cut a bit more off there. I'll see once I get it all put together. Oh, some of you are saying you use that tip already for your own twine. Excellent. I love how we can help each other, because I do things that lots of you have told me about or shown me too. So this is neat. There we go. Now, when you put it on, you can put it straight, you can put it at an angle, you can do whatever you want. I am going to put it straight. I'm going to bring it down a smidge. And these are a little bit high for the card, I think, so I will give them a little bit of a haircut. There we go, like that. And now all we need are embellishments. So we have the in color embellishments here, and we have Pretty in Pink right here. So we might as well just stick with what coordinates, right? So let's see. One here, and that might be all you need, or you could add even more. It's totally up to you. Sometimes one does it. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to bring in the piece that we did for the inside. Now on some of the cards, I sponged the inside, or you can leave it plain. So it's just going to layer there. You could have always added an extra Pretty in Pink layer if you wanted, but I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm going to keep this very soft, and then I can stamp my sentiments over top, and it's just going to fit like that. You could even do those lines on your envelope flap, right? So you could do any of those things. So there's that one. Here's the one that I was sharing online today. Here is this one here. Let's get that piece out of the way. And then this is my first one, the one that started it all. And then I thought, oh, I would really like to show you some of the new dies and all that kind of thing, and how to change the sizing. So I did that. Some of you might be saying, what embellishment is this? I don't know if you can see, but it has little lines through it. And that is a brand new embellishment that's going to be released on July 3rd as well. So it comes in pecan pie, and it's clear. And I don't know if you can see, but in real life, there are little lines sort of in the background, so that it adds interest, and yet it still is a gorgeous color. And of course, these you could color with your blends. So these are being released on July 3rd. The dies, the hybrid dies, Changing Leaves stamp set and hybrid dies are being released. The greetings of the season, and so much more. So you're going to want to be checking that out. Now, I had a lot of fun with these hybrid dies, and I made some other cards, and I hear from you that you like to see the other cards as well. So let me just show you. So here on this one, and a lot of these I have cased from somewhere, or they've been inspired, they've been adapted, whatever. I used the stamp and just stamped on designer paper, and then used some of the other dies here, including the circle and this label right here. So this is using some of the other items that are in the set, so you can just get a good look at that. This is using the embossing folder as an embossing folder in the background, and then I stamped it. I inked it up with basic beige, and then added, I think it's Pretty Peacock here, and then after I die cut it, I put it and embossed that as well. So you can see the details there. I took the basic beige ribbon and frayed it, added some of this, and again, I believe I cased this from somebody. Yes, I did. So not an original design at all. And then what I did was I took a piece of design or basic white paper and took my blending brushes, and I blended yellows and oranges all over, and then I spattered it with water. And, I'm sorry, I spattered it afterwards. I was experimenting. I meant to spatter it before. But again, I used the embossing folder as an embossing folder. And then this was die cut from here. And you can see that if I had spattered it with water, that it would also add a really neat effect. And this was cased from Jamie Stamp It Up with Jamie. So if you have a new die set or a new stamp set and you are wondering what to do with it, just enter it in the Google search and you will come up with tons of ideas, and maybe even one of yours or one of mine. So if you're liking that, remember bonus or online exclusives starts July 3rd. What also starts July 3rd for July only is earn to redeem. So for every $60 you spend in Canada, you can earn a $6 coupon to use in August. So this has come out different years and is always a huge success. So if you want to go to my website, there's the QR code, or there's the website link. Go ahead and just make sure to check it out beginning July 3rd. There are going to be tons of things tons of things released that I'm sure you're going to find interesting. And I've got a few things that I'll be showing in the near future. And speaking of which, I have a new class coming out within the next day or so. So be watching for that. Okay. So you a lover of leaves as well. Oh, that's good to hear. I tend to go for leaves more than plants or flowers, and I didn't realize that till after I became a demonstrator and started to look at my stamp sets. I definitely have a thing about leaf stamp sets. So hopefully this has given you some ideas. You can see that you can go all different directions. It doesn't have to be just fall. It could be Christmas. It could be sympathy. It could be whatever. So hope you've enjoyed that, and be sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And thank you so much for joining me on your Canada Day holiday. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.